Religious fundamentalism at its core today succeeded in killing many innocent people. 7 different terrorist attacks, all in the same region of Paris near where the Charlie terrorist attack happened last year. People blew themselves up in the name of Allah. People roamed the streets with their guns, shooting innocent civilians in the name of Allah. And yet here I am today to tell you that not all Muslims are terrorists. But, you moderate, loving, peaceful Muslims out there, it is your responsibility to be speaking out against this atrocity. It is your responsibility to not remain silent, because if you remain silent, you're basically, in a way, supporting this type of behavior. This is a time for you moderate Muslims to not remain silent. Silence, in most cases, speaks louder than words, but in this case, your words need to speak louder than your silence. Show to the world that not all Muslims believe in religious fundamentalism. Because if you don't speak out against it, then I'm gonna sit here and believe that you believe in the Quran 100%. And if you believe in the Quran 100%, you really shouldn't be surprised by these terrorist attacks. Them screaming Allah Akbar, jihadists. Because the Quran is a barbaric religious textbook along with the Bible. The Bible and the Quran to me are basically on the same level. Why some people get more upset when I attack or criticize the Quran than the Bible is beyond me. They both preach discrimination. They both preach people who are gay should be killed. The Quran specifically emphasizes that people who do not convert should be killed, their heads chopped off. They don't convert to the religion of Islam, so on and so forth. I've already made videos on this, the pillars of Islam. I've already discussed all the verses and showcased the verses. They're linked down below if you'd like to see them. Not gonna do that here. The Book of Islam is a disgusting religious textbook. The religion of Islam, I believe, is not a religion of peace, although there are Muslims who I do believe are peaceful, who identify themselves as Muslims. The goal and emphasis of Islam is not peace. I firmly believe that, and nothing you say or do would convince me otherwise. Because when you have a book that specifically commands people to go out and kill people who do not convert, or who mock Muhammad in any way, shape, or form in the form of a cartoon, you're gonna have people who take that at face value and do what the book says. That's what religious fundamentalism is. Just like religious fundamentalism within Christianity, when there is a Christian who finds out his kid is gay and then ends up stoning him in his sleep or something like that. That is another form of religious fundamentalism. As I mentioned earlier, it is your time, moderate Muslims in the USA, to speak out against these atrocities. Do not remain silent, because if you remain silent, fuck you. This is your time to shine and take a stand for what you truly believe in regards to your religion. Despite my hatred for Islam, you have a right to practice what you believe, and I will never support taking away your rights to your religious beliefs unless it harms or infringes on people. Practice what you believe, I'm fine with that. But realize that if you truly believe in the Quran, then you should not be surprised by the attacks that happened in Paris today. There's this trend on Twitter right now known as Terrorism Has No Religion. I argue differently. It does have a religion. That's why it's called religious fundamentalism. Terrorism can be done in any religion's name. And to simply say an ignorant statement that terrorism has no religion shows that you don't even know what religious fundamentalism is, much less how it can affect people, influence people in a way that makes them think irrationally and do things that are radical and kill and hurt innocent lives. So to you morons on Twitter saying, terrorism has no religion, you're a fucking idiot. You're stupid. That's why it's called religious fundamentalism. Because in most cases, religious fundamentalists will take and harm and kill in the name of that religion. Something that also really bothered me about this whole fucking spiel that's happening in Paris is the amount of fucking US citizens that are like, oh my god, some Americans hostages were shot and killed. My question to you is, why does an American's life value differ any differently than a Frenchman's value? Why does what country they're from matter? It doesn't. You know, American, a French, a Spanish, whoever they're from, whatever country they're from, they're a person, they have value. Why Americans seem to think and react all the more batshit crazy when an American citizen is killed just astounds me. We should be just outraged when anyone's life is taken innocently. But ultimately, I wanted to make this video to say a few things. Islam is not a religion of peace, never will be, was never based upon that. It never spread that way in the early days by being peaceful. The Quran does emphasize and teach that you will kill people who do not convert. So is it really that surprising when someone interprets the Quran at face value and does exactly what it says? And thirdly, to the moderate Muslims who are not terrorists, who are good people, who do good in the USA and around the world, please speak out and condemn these actions. Because if you don't, you're probably that person who believes in the Quran 100% and probably secretly admires what these people did.